So whenever I talk about spray foam to anyone in the construction industry or people interested in it, they always bring up prices because the prices of spray foam have fluctuated wildly over the last couple of years. Could you explain your experiences in that and the reasons behind it?
Yeah, what's interesting when we first entered the industry and the spray foam side, prices were very stable.
Yeah.
We never saw any fluctuations, and I can say that applied for a good 12, 13 years. And it really wasn't up until the timetable of leading up to the pandemic where we started to see these steep jump ups.
So it was
Um,
even in 2019, not just 2020.
that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and a lot of that had to do with consolidation within the industry. Um, if you look back at the decades for the spray applied foam industry, it was very much a grassroots type of industry. Demands for it were specific to agricultural and industrial uses. Its use in the commercial space was really sparingly. And the players that were involved in manufacturing the products, again, were just kind of, for lack of a better phrase, redneck engineers that saw the value of spray applied foam from a pragmatic and use perspective in terms of solving problems, right? Whatever hygrothermal issue you have going on, controlling condensation, higher R value, air sealing. It wasn't until, I'd say probably the 2012, 13, 14 range where we started to see some private equity moving into the space, some bigger commercial conglomerates coming into the space.
So when you say
Um,
consolidation, you mean like they were buying up small companies?
that's right. Yeah.
Ah.
Yep. So, consequently enough, when that consolidation started to occur is when we started to see little price jumps here and there. And then obviously once the pandemic started, all hell broke loose,
Yeah.
and all markets were affected. And spray foam specifically because it's such a ubiquitous product, right? There's so many industries that polyurethane foam touches. It casts such a wide net from a consumer goods perspective. Um,
Because there are
so
so many uses for it. It's not just for insulation at homes.
absolutely,
Yeah.
Belinda. Yeah, from appliances to furniture to automotive, it's everywhere. So when we talk about its use in construction, unfortunately, demands that are placed upon the automotive industry or furniture industry or whatever has trickle down effects on us in the construction space.
So you've seen not just raw material shortages, but actual spike in prices too. So how have you been able to price out projects?
It's been challenging.
Yeah.
I think for anyone, whether you're developer, general contractor, building owner, homeowner, if your eyes are open and you've been awake for the last 2 years, you understand that consumer good pricing is just skyrocketed. Whether it's food, again, automotive, whatever consumer goods we're referring to. The interesting thing is, no one's really surprised when those price increases are brought up. Certainly, no one's excited or happy about it, but it's kind of to be expected.
The consumer, or you mean like other contractors, builders,
Yeah,
every
whether it's the end user, the builder, the
and everyone's
contractor,
accepting
developer,
those higher prices, you think?
uh, begrudgingly, you know,
Hmm.
no one's happy about it. But yes, I would say for the most part, the demand is sufficient enough to justify the increased costs, and that demand is part and parcel with where we see real estate pricing, right? When we can acknowledge that real estate prices are above the mean, precipitously above the mean, we can rationalize those increasing costs in fixing that kitchen, renovating that bathroom, or even upgrading the insulation.
So what about, do you think the Texas freeze last year, almost a year to this, I think it was February, I think middle of February 2021. Uh, I was told that the chemical plants shut down for 4 months at least, and when I visited a spray foam factory in Dallas, they told me that that shutting down of those chemical plants directly affected the supply of the Part A and Part B polyurethane chemicals. Do you think
Yeah,
that's true?
absolutely, 100%. And it didn't just affect the polyurethane foam industry; it affected a wide swath of general and specific chemicals that are used in a wide variety of applications. And certainly polyurethane foam got hit by that. And talk about a wake-up call. I don't know, I believe you live in Texas, Belinda.
Yeah.
My hope is that the state of Texas and maybe even the federal government gets involved. I hope there's a greater awareness to the possibility of an occurrence like that happening again. And I hope all the respective manufacturers and really anyone that's operating a temperature sensitive facility has weatherized their building and systems, and to make sure that we don't go through this again.
Yeah.
Because I would agree. I think the freeze up in Texas was one domino to fall of many that has resulted in the price spikes that we've seen.